Hello, everyone. Welcome to Harchan's online class from the teachers of the East Coast. My name is Erica, and I am the host of the session today. I will begin with some opening remarks, and then I will hand this off to our teacher, Andrew, today. So for today's session, please refer to Harchan's online class etiquette. There's instructions on it that tells you how to get prepared for the class and the logistics and basic introductions of the session. So please begin with finding a private, quiet, and dedicated space with least interruptions and distractions to attend this session. Today's session will be, as usual, comprised of 3 parts. The first is teachers sharing, and then followed by Q&A, and then the final part as a guided meditation. So during the Q&A session, which is the only opportunity for you to interact with the teachers, if you do have any questions, please submit them via chat to me, to the group or to me privately, and then I will present your questions to the instructor. If you do prefer to speak, then please ask me to unmute your microphone and be aware to minimize any white noise or background noise whenever your microphone is on. And once the final part of the guided meditation starts, feel free to meditate as long as you feel comfortable. You can exit at any time, but please make a sudden exit if you plan to leave before the completion of the full session. And finally, we ask you to please do not record any session. And you can find our videos of the recordings on Harchan's Facebook pages. So we have Facebook pages for each of the center, Harchan Official and Harchan, followed by the center name, that you can find our videos from teachers from the other states, all of the videos on the Facebook pages, or you can also go to Harchan's YouTube channel to see the previous recordings of our teachers from the East Coast. So that's all for now. I'm gonna now hand this off to our teacher today, Andrew. Andrew is teaching from Kansas, and he is the meditation group leader of Harchan at Lawrence, Kansas. Okay.
Thank you, Erica. Can you hear me clearly still?
Yes.
Okay, all right, sounds good. First, I'd like to thank everyone for attending the online class today, and then I feel grateful to have this opportunity to share my meditation experience with everyone today. So I would say today's topic is kind of how we do the meditate and connect ourselves, and then how to we find the centeredness and peaceful serenity in our heart, and then how we can apply this peaceful mind to the daily life, and how what happens if we are off-centered in life and we engage in activity, and how to come back to the center. Centeredness means connect our inner self back to the state we connect with our peaceful mind, the peaceful heart. And for meditation part, I would like to follow with Sister Yahui's teaching. Last week, we focused on the navel chakra, and we will practice kind of like a step-by-step, an easier way, which I lead in our Lawrence, Kansas class, to to focus on the navel chakra. We will do different 2 or 3 navel chakra focusing practice, and then see if that helps you. And then we have a Q&A session for today, and after the Q&A, we will have a silent, the guided meditation will focus on the navel chakra, and then the silent part is for everyone to deepen the practice to connect the navel chakra. So let's start with the meditation of the benefit. I found for me the most beneficial things when I practice meditation since 2004, I believe. So it's been 16 years. I found that meditation is very simple. Start with settle the body. We sit still and to let the body settle. We focus on our breathing, slow down our breathing, and to settle our body. Then our mind will settle gradually. And then we, once the mind is more settled, of course, there will be wandering thoughts rise and dwell. And then we will be able to release the thoughts in the middle of the meditation. And then once the thoughts become more and more less thoughts and less wandering thoughts, we'll be able to focus on the chakra. And through focusing on each chakra, we'll be able to connect the inner self. From my experience, for connect the inner self is the most peaceful and most positive that will have offer me the happiness without any precondition, and feel joyful. For me, during this time of pandemic, watching the news, or if you heard the news or watch the news online, you kind of feel every day the outside world is like there's negative news around, and then I feel myself, I will be affected very much, and then I see some devastating news. I feel like my heart is like, I feel very sad. And at this time, after that, I will do a meditation. And with that, it helped me to back to connect my inner self again, and then to find the joyful, the source of joyfulness and positivity from the heart, from the inner, or also we call the inner self. So meditation is a journey to connect, and then focus on the inside, and focus on the self. Also, we will be able, from my experience, when I'm practicing the focusing, I will also be able to more connected to people surrounding. I would say, I would like to share it. The meditation is a way to connect to the self, and so connect to other, also connect to the nature. As you might feel like I live in Lawrence, Kansas, so it's the weather we have seasonal weather, and I feel like the season, even though because there's less traffic and then the city is more quiet, I actually feel more connected to the nature, and then you can feel the season is changing from the springtime to the summertime, and then that's when I feel the connection to the nature, as well as connect to the family, friend, and colleague, because we learn the way to focus and then to let the wandering thoughts and let the wandering mind release them. Also in the life, interact with all people surrounding us. I'll be able to more feel the status of the person I'm talking to, or everyone surrounding by me. And then I learned if I feel like that person is the person I'm interact with is more sad today. I feel not feel so happy. I'll be able to connect with that person and then offer a positive energy and try my best to help. So meditation is to help us find the centeredness. And then let's say in the morning time, I do a meditation, woke up, and then I have breakfast, and then start to pack, and then pack my stuff, and then go to work. And what happened typically is at my apartment, at my home, I feel very peaceful, connecting to the self, and then I feel the meditation in the morning is really beneficial. I have a positive mood. Well, once I hit the road, started to engage the mind, and then once engage the mind, I will start to have a tendency to engage the negativity. So like once I'm driving on the road, why the car in the front is driving too slow, and then the car in the back is like keep like too close to me, and then I like, okay, I feel like somebody is annoying. Why the car has to cut in line, and then that time I engage in negativity, and for a long while. I will not realize I was all engaged with the mind, especially the negative thoughts, until I go to the parking lot and park at the parking lot outside of the office. But with the Chan practice, what we learn is from the meditation is we have wandering thoughts. The wandering thoughts will arise, dwell for a moment, and then later on we'll be able to release that thoughts. And if we engage in the wandering thoughts, then or what I call chase with the thoughts, and then we started to the meditation. That particular meditation will be beneficial. So the same thing happens in the life. If I like in the very beginning, I always like engage in negative thoughts, but from time to time, I feel like I improve. What I feel like notice my improvement is I will be aware of my negative thoughts rise, and then I will be able to, it definitely dwell a moment. The negative thoughts, if we keep engage in the negative thoughts, the thoughts is an idea. And then the negativity, if we keep dwelling and we engage, then the thoughts might end up become an expression, whether it's only in mind or it's verbal, and even that it will become an actions. And so that if we will be able to try to stay centered and then apply what we learn in the meditation to connect the inner self, and that the thoughts rise, that the negative thoughts rise, but try not to engage in it, and we'll be able to release it. However, if we engage it in our body, usually it's like our heartbeat become more fast, and then we will have become more intense. And once the more we engage, the more time we need to able to release the negative thoughts, as well as the body will go back to the centeredness. And as well, we have in Heart Chan, we kind of categorize those negative thoughts into the we call it five poison. It's like anger, arrogance, doubt, and greed, and attachment. And all of these is the daily life when we have interact with the people around us, or just by ourselves, we will engage we will very likely to engage the negative thoughts. And what I found it really helpful for meditation is just like a focus on the certain chakra, be an observer to observe the chakra is bouncing, and the same thing in those negative thoughts, observe it, and then it will definitely bothers me. The negative thoughts will dwell. However, if I may go back to the center, focus on the breathing, many times if I feel like I'm intense, my body will lean forward, and then shoulder will tense up, will kind of shoulder will raise up, and then I'm in the tense mode. Well, if I'm aware of that, I will try to back to the center. Start with just the position, even if it's not in meditation, even if it's in the like regular work setting, like sitting or standing, and back to the center position, and then focus on the breath. Just focus on the breathing and slow down our breathing, and will definitely help to go back to the center. To connect it to the self. So that's what I feel like I would like to share with everyone, how the meditation benefit myself, not only inside the meditation, but also we will be able to apply the meditation technique outside of the meditation in the real life. So that's one of them my sharing, and then second one sharing is everyone has when I started my journey practicing meditation, I'm a scientist focused on the biomedical research, in which I feel more I need to see the data. I need to do the real experiment, see the data, evaluate the data, very scientific, very logical. While practicing the meditation, it's a way for me to know myself better. It's also a journey to kind of sitting and then focus on what's happening in the daily life. In the evening meditation, I would it's kind of contemplation to what's happening in daily life, and then throughout the clear the mind, the evening meditation, I will know what's happening inside of to the daily world, to what happened to that day, and then what my reaction to some of the events. And I find myself, although I'm a scientist, I find myself through also, I guess that's one of the benefits to meditation. I'm more like to interact with people, and more happy to like like to connect with to interact with everyone, like the lab, my office folks, rather than just focus on my research only, and then try to not only face on the code machine, but more like interact with people. And I found myself benefit the most through the meditation is it's kind of opened the heart and allowed us to connect to everyone as well as the environment. Okay, that would be kind of a sharing of how meditation could benefit myself, and then a little bit of the poison awareness. I don't want to say I'm a like, okay, we should avoid anger, arrogance, doubt. I would say I feel like I would like to share it in a way so that everyone improve, everyone like me improve myself through the meditation, and more aware of my what's happening to our mind as well as the surrounding. And I feel like because of the meditation, I feel the life is project to a more positive way, and I will more look things in a more positive view because of the practicing heart chant. So I think that will be my sharing for the my sharing part. I would like to do the sitting practicing the focus on the heart chakra for different position right before the guided meditation. So I would think maybe I will open up for question for this time.
Thank you, Andrew. So if there is any questions from anyone in the session, please feel free to submit to me or ask me to unmute you if you would rather speak. Let's wait for a minute in case there is any questions that's being typed right now. So it seems like there is no questions. So Andrew, sorry. There is one. Actually, there is two. Okay. So let me begin with the first question. You mentioned that you study science. How do you find Chan connect to your study?
How do I find connect to my study? I will share some of the interesting event in my scientific doing research career. In couple times, I will use like the connect to myself as an experience as an example. in a couple times, when I do research, there's when we do research and have the data, we kind of analyze it, and then there's we have possible solution A, possible solution B, and possible solution C, and all solution are or all methods are kind of valid, and it's we can all both try, and so you have three methods. So what usually I found that during in this 16 years of practice, sometimes I found out I would more listen to the choice on the heart during the meditation, or like kind of when I quieting down, quiet the mind, let that the heart kind of have an inner voice to make a decision, to see which one of the three possible fair solution is the best one. Although I found it's not scientific, and I found it's kind of like contradict to the scientific research method, but I found it benefit the most. Benefit, like I found like it's a way for me to do research. Yeah, that's the one I think it's very interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure if that kind of help on the scientific way or not. And then on the another way to look at the how the scientific. Eric, can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, so how do you find Chan connect to your study of science?
Okay, all right. Then that's what I think that's my sharing. Yeah, for this question. Yeah.
Thank you, and hope that answers is satisfactory to the person asking this question. If not, if you have any follow-ups, feel free to type it in here. So let's proceed now to the second question.
So,
How do you usually do to deal with your negative emotions? Because you mentioned some poisons such as anger and arrogance. So how do you do to deal with them, the negative emotions? Thank you.
how do I deal with negative emotion? Um, I found that um, I think there's a lot of negative emotion I will engage in my daily life, and I found how I deal with it is the meditation help us to I will use focus on the chakra as an example. Um, I feel focus on the chakra is observing the chakra, keep connecting, keep focus on one point, and then we have our focus, but we don't engage. We kind of observe, learn to observe, focus on the chakra, but not try to think about it really hard. And I feel like the thoughts, negative emotion is the same way. Learning it, we will be. I learned it to look at the observe the negative emotion, and then kind of like an observer, like focus on the chakra in some way, and then um, I will dwell, and then try to contemplate, try to trace to the thought, like try to trace back why I was having this negative emotion, and then try to resolve in that way is why there's negative emotion rise, and I think in my case, if that's engaged between me and other people, I'll try to either talk to that person, talk to the group or that person to resolve the issue. So to kind of release the negative emotion, I feel my learning in meditation is every negative thought has its root, and then through the meditation is a way to kind of clear out the wandering thoughts, and then clear out part by part the negative emotion, and then see the original of the problem that causing the negative emotion, and try to resolve it. So that's the way I deal with it. Although it's saying very easy, I think that I'm also in the learning process to try to when we engage in it, when I engage in activity, try to go back to the center, and then let myself be observer uh, to kind of find out the root of the negativity, where the real problem is, and try to solve the problem. I hope that's helpful.
Thank you. And also the first person saying thanks for sharing the answers to her question.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think this is the QA. And
Okay.
yeah, your discretion is how to proceed with the guided meditation. Thank you.
Sure. So to start with the guided meditation, I would like to share. For first one is how we focus on the chakra. And many times when I first introduce the chakra to like in the intro section, people will react like try to think the particular point, and then when you use the brain to think about a certain point, I that often if I do so, I often feel exhausted just for a short while. And the way for focusing on the chakra is try to locate the chakra, and then be an observer, focus on observe the point, and then chakra inside the body is like it exists itself. So it's like also like we are kind of focused and trying to like, I would say it's very much, it's like tuning the radio to find out the correct tuning the like FM radio to find out the correct wavelengths to the certain station you would like to hear. I would like to hear, and then the focus on chakra is a way to like have our body focus on the certain chakra, and after a while, the chakra we will connect the chakra naturally. And the second point is during the meditation, it happens to me in the navel chakra when I start to learn it. Navel chakra has a lot of like the energy. It also represents the vital, like one of the energy point, and it's the key for the chi switch for the inside inner chi flow. And when I start to learn it, and when I focus on the navel chakra, and I can feel the bouncing of the chakra, and then I start to resonate, and then kind of body movement with the navel chakra. Or sometimes I will feel the coolness or the warmness of the navel chakra, or I kind of feel the focus on the chakra is very enjoyable. And then I found the chi flow surrounded by the belly area is very interesting. And then I start to engage the like my mind in like how I enjoy my focus on that meditation on that certain time become enjoy the the chi flow and the chi vibration during the time. And then that meditation will not be a very beneficial. We know the ultimate goal of the meditation is try to focus on the chakra, and then it definitely will. People will feel the different sensation, and but keep focus on one point, and then keep focus on that particular chakra, and then let the sensation, observing the sensation. So like, let's say if the chakra is at this point, and then you feel the bouncing of, like, let's say it's the navel chakra, rather than focus on the bouncing, like bouncing is like maybe it will, the size of the focusing area would change. Rather than focus on the bouncing, we focus on the one particular point of the chakra and observing uh, the, the, the bouncing or the chi flow or the warmness, coolness will appear. And just like the meditation technique, the wandering thoughts rise or the sensation rise. It will dwell for a moment, and then it will later on release, and it will goes away. So that's my kind of key for take-home key for the focus on the navel chakra. And I would like to do two-step focus on the navel chakra. I found that the upper part of the body, a couple chakra at the top of the head, like chin chakra or the third eye chakra or heart chakra, is easier because the focus, the upper body is easier to focus. However, the lower chakra, like the root chakra or the navel chakra is for generally it's a little bit hard to focus, but it's different. But for everyone, case by case. So I would say in the very beginning, I always have my kind of like you can have your palms kind of cross and focus on like put right in front of your belly, and then um, we can kind of palms like in front of belly and take a couple breaths. Inhale and exhale based on our own pace. And then hold your breath for a couple of seconds, maybe 3 seconds or 5 seconds. Or you can hold the breath by counting your heartbeats, 3 heartbeats to 5 heartbeats. And then the bouncing around the navel, the belly button, behind the belly button is where the location of the navel chakra. So the position of the navel chakra is 3 finger deep inside of the belly button. And when we focus, try not to focus from the front, but we focus from the side to the center or the back to the center where the navel chakra is. And then if you feel you'll be able to focus on the navel chakra in this way, then the the next step is just to have palms naturally put on your knees. And then do a couple belly breathing. And then hold your breath to count 3 to 5 seconds. And then back to the normal breathing. And I think this is a way when I teach the navel chakra, to try to hold the breath, locate the navel chakra, and then breathe normally. So for some people, they will feel the differences when they have palms in front of their belly. It's easier to focus, but then when they put their hands on the knees, just like or doing the meditation, it's a little bit more difficult than palms in front of the belly to focus on navel chakra. And for a beginner, when you started, try to focus on navel chakra. You can have your palms in front of the belly for a little while, and then back to and then started the meditation so that it's easier to locate where the navel chakra is. All right, so I think we will start our the formal sitting meditation. The first part, we will always start from the basic meditation sitting posture, and we focus on the belly breathing. We focus on the relaxation, relax the body and relax the mind, and then focus on the belly breathing. And then we will focus on the navel chakra. And once the guided meditation will end it at the process of focus on the navel chakra, and then the rest of the time is the silent meditation. And then if I would encourage everyone to sit as long as they can. And then if you do need to leave, please make a silent exit. All right, before we start, should we stretch our leg for like 2 minutes? Just to review, if we have new people in this session, this meditation we will focus on. We'll form the diamond lotus mudra, and then before we start the meditation, and then touch the center of the eyebrow, move back, and make a bow. And then we switch to the meditation mudra, which is right hand on top of the left hand, and then kind of thumbs touch, and slightly touching but not touching, and that can slice a sheet of paper, and then it's forming an egg shape. And then you can put just naturally on your lap. Some people like to more put it diamond lotus mudra more close to the belly, or some people like to, let me show you guys. Some people like to put it more close to the belly, but others feel like to kind of away from the body. Whatever you feel that's most comfortable, and then the arms feel naturally sitting, like arms, like it feel natural. So try the best spot. Okay. So let's form the diamond lotus mudra. And then touch the center of the eyebrow. And then move back to focus on the center of the heart. And we make a bow. And then we form the meditation mudra. Right hand on top of the left hand. Thumbs touching but not touching. Can slice a sheet of paper. And then put it on your lap. We always start with checking our body meditation sitting posture. We sit still like a colossal bell. And in the back, straight like a pine tree. And one invisible thing is the tongue. The tip of the tongue to touch the roof of the mouth, slightly touched. Curl your tongue to touch the roof of the mouth. Now imagine a warm, soothing, very nutritious oil gently pour on the top of your head. Wherever it flows through, soften and relax. the flow through your forehead. Be aware to relax the muscle of your forehead. And then through your nose to your cheek, your lips, and your chin. And then to your neck, to your shoulder, to your upper arm, the elbow, to your hand, the palms, the fingers. Also relax your upper body, your torso, and relax your legs, your knees, your lower legs, your feet, and your toes. And then we focus on the belly breathing. Inhale, breathe in the air, energize us. And then you'll fill the air, so through the nasal passages to your lungs, to the belly. And then exhale the air from the belly, pass through lungs, and then to your nasal passages. When we exhale, we feel more relaxed. Be aware of the duration of the inhale and exhale. We try to make it about the same. But if you feel you're more tired today, you can exhale longer. Or if you feel intense or nervous, you can exhale for a longer duration. And then we focus on the navel chakra. The navel chakra is 3 finger deep inside the belly button. You can try to focus on the side of your waist, and then to the center, or from the back to the front, or from the top of your head, and draw a vertical line to the navel chakra position. And we can hold our breath for 3 to 5 seconds. And go back to the normal breathing. While holding our breath, we can locate our navel chakra. And remember, if we feel, you might feel various kinds of sensation. It's either bouncy, or heat, or cool. With that, the sensation rise, but we stay focused on one point, which is navel chakra. The rest of the meditation will be a silent meditation. And please focus on the navel chakra on your own pace.